Well, that's strange. It sounded like it was playing, and then it stopped, but it still sounded like it was playing.
Thanks for listening to tonight's show. You can connect with Take Two Radio on Twitter at Take Two Radio and at Dawn Take Two Radio. You can also look us up on Facebook at Take Two Radio. Check out our website at TakeTwoRadio.com and follow us on Blog Talk so you can stay up to the minute of each episode as we add it. Each episode is always available for download immediately following each broadcast. And you can also download every podcast on iTunes. Thank you for joining us.
Okay. Dawn was pushing buttons and not telling me, but good evening, everybody, and welcome to Take Two Radio. I'm Pam, your host, and tonight I have actually two co-hosts because we're all excited about our guest tonight, and we all like to talk to them. So welcome, Dawn, and welcome, David.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, David. I can't believe that all three of us are doing this, but that's cool. That way, we all look at it through different eyes.
That's right.
Yes, that's so very true. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm hearing through my earpieces, I'm hearing feedback. I'm hearing the radio.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, you're going to have to mute it, David.
I'm trying to. I just don't know how.
Yeah, that's me.
It's by your, down at the bottom where your speakers are. You just click on it and mute it. It's by your, down at the bottom. All right. Hello, Michelle. I see you in the chat room. Hello, guest.
Hi,
Michelle. It's kind of a crazy night tonight. Okay, I think our guest is on the phone, so I'm going to go ahead and answer that.
Awesome.
Oh, Kamar, is this you?
Yes, it is.
Oh, thank you. You have to let me do your introduction because I worked really hard on this, okay? So bear with me a moment. Okay,
yeah,
so tonight we welcome multi-nominated and award winner for the ALMA Awards for Outstanding Performance in a Daytime Drama, the American Latino Media Arts Award, and also chosen as the 50 Most Beautiful People alongside Tom Cruise, and last but not least, twice chosen for People in Espanol's 25 Sexiest Bachelors alongside Enrique Iglesias. We have KAMAR De Los Reyes, and I hope I didn't mess up your name.
No, that was great. Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Very flattering.
Thank you. I also have two co-hosts tonight, and one of them is Dawn, and the other one is David. We were so excited to have you that both of them wanted to jump on.
Oh, fantastic. Hi, guys. How are you?
Welcome, Kamar.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're so special. And for our listeners, I want them to know that Kamar is no longer a bachelor. He's taken, so no sending love letters.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure my wife would still appreciate the love letters.
Really?
Yeah, we have fun with them. Why not?
Do you? Well, she's gorgeous, that's for sure. Congratulations on being married.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so I wanted to start from the beginning because a lot of people probably aren't aware that you come from a very musical family. Your dad, a drummer and a percussionist, as well as your two brothers, and you played the trumpet from the age of 4. Is that something you wanted to do, or is it just in your blood?
No, it was both. I mean,
both?
I definitely in my blood, and my grandfather and his brother were both very famous trumpet players from Cuba on my father's side, and I kind of just followed in their footsteps. I was around it at a very young age, and I really kind of took to that instrument, and and there she blows.
Yeah. John?
Well, what was it like for you, Kamar, to perform alongside Dizzy Gillespie? And, I mean, gosh, you have, Doc Severinsen. I mean, those are some huge names. And how did that feel? I mean, did you even realize how big they were?
No, I didn't realize that at all. I mean, and, my father was friends with these guys, and my father played with them, and my father played with Dizzy Gillespie on his Mambo Bop album, and he also performed with Doc Severinsen for many years, as well as my brother Wolfe Jr. Also played with Doc Severinsen for many years, so I was very fortunate as a child to be introduced to, such great icons. These guys are just amazing. But no, I really didn't know. I was too little. I was just blowing the horn. I mean, I really did. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to blow and yeah. I mean, listen, I showed some promise at a very young age, and I was a little bit of a and these aren't my words, but I at one point I had been called a little bit of a child prodigy, and I was playing. I played well, and I was advanced for my age, but yeah, that was it. But those guys are amazing, man. I was really lucky to meet those guys. I also met Harry James, Snooky Young, Maynard Ferguson, all those cats. I mean, it was amazing, amazing.
Yeah, I'm sure you welcome that now, that you got to do that at such a young age with them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I wish I had been older, to be honest,
Yeah.
So I could really, really experience it. But, hey, that's part of who I am today, So what's up? What else?
Well, once you hit high school, that's when you went into singing and dancing, and you made your first debut on stage. What drew you to acting?
Yeah, I think, looking back now, honestly, I think I decided to go into acting because I needed to do something to survive, because I had dropped out of school and
oh no.
I was like, oh no, man, I better be successful in something. And gee, what was I good at in high school? And I was pretty good at performing. Because I'd kind of gotten away from it. And my mother didn't want that lifestyle for me. She really wanted me to get a college degree and in business and I gave it a very feeble attempt. But college really wasn't for me, and certainly business wasn't for me.
Right.
And I was an artist from the day I was born, but it took me going away from it to learn that I really wanted it in my life and needed it in my life, and it was a part of my makeup.
Right.
And then so I had a couple opportunities in Los Angeles that were that opened up to me via my family, and I got to do a couple music videos, and got a little bit of a taste of that world, and knew right away that that's where I belonged, and at that point I never went back. Decided I was never going back to college, and
some people don't need it. I mean, they learn other ways in other trades. You don't always need to go to college. Well,
that's true in some sense. I mean, I certainly don't advocate that.
Right.
if it's my child, I'm going to tell him education, 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 even if it's
right.
even if he wants to be an actor. You know, I mean, looking back now, I wish I had the opportunity, or I wish I would have had the push to maybe get a degree in theater or something of that sort, because you know, there's nothing like having, you know, the more knowledge you have, you know, the better actor, the better you're going to be better at whatever it is you do. So I believe. So yeah. But I didn't. I kind of learned on the job.
Yeah.
I had very little experience. I didn't have a degree, and you know, I learned. You know, for me, it was trial by fire. You know, and I personally believe that that's one of the better ways to learn when it comes to what I do. I can only speak for myself, but it worked for me, and but you know, it does have its limits also. So you know, whatever.
Yeah.
I've had fun, and I continue to have fun. And it is what it is.
And that's what it counts.
Yeah. Exactly.
David, you had a question?
Yes. I noticed. I noticed that your first experience in the soap world was in 1994 with Valley of the Dolls. Can you tell me about that experience?
Gee, that was a long time ago, but yeah, I was very young. I played Mexican pool boy. Sexy Mexican pool boy. And I played opposite Sally Kirkland, actually, and Sharon Case was on that show, and
yeah.
I think there were a few others. Melissa D'Souza was on there, and who still is fantastic and remains a very close friend of mine, and I don't. But that was fun. It was a learning experience. Again, I was young, I was green, and I just, I had fun. I didn't even realize, I was doing a soap at that time. I was doing television, but as far as the medium was concerned, it was a soap, and I didn't even know that. So.
Right. Well, they don't call a lot of the primetime shows, a soap, but in actuality, it really is.
Well, but this aside from it being, primetime, but this was the actual format was the soap opera format. I'm talking as far as the 3-camera format, and we were shooting on video and not film, and so. It was exactly like doing a daytime soap, except that it was at night. So.
Well, one of my most favorite movies with you in it is The Way She Moves with Annabeth Gish. I absolutely love that movie.
Thanks.
I'm assuming you knew how to dance beforehand?
Well, yeah. I grew up dancing, and I did take some class, and it was important for me to learn choreography and to be able to learn choreography, and because I felt like it was a good tool to have.